Nouns. What is a noun? Nouns are words that indicate a person, place, or thing. In a sentence, nouns can function as the subject, or the object of a verb or preposition. Nouns can also follow linking verbs, to rename or re-identify the subject of a sentence or clause. These are known as predicate nouns. Connect with me via WhatsApp, +234 703 247 4726, to get more interesting videos. Please, to support our ministry, remember to like the video, and also find it in your heart to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then gently tap the bell to turn on the notification, so as not to miss out on the next videos. Functions of nouns. The subject. The subject in a sentence or clause is the person or thing doing, performing, or controlling the action of the verb. For example, the dog chased its tail. The noun, dog, is performing the action of the verb, chase. Mary reads a book every week. The proper noun, Mary, is performing the action of the verb, read. Objects. Grammatical objects have three grammatical roles. The direct object of a verb, the indirect object of a verb, or the object of a preposition. Direct objects. Direct objects are what receive the action of the verb, in a sentence or clause. For example, the dog chased its tail. The noun, tail, is receiving the action of the verb, chase. Mary reads a book every week. The noun, book, is receiving the action of the verb, read. Indirect objects. An indirect object is the person or thing who receives the direct object of the verb. Please pass Jeremy the salt. The proper noun, Jeremy, is receiving the direct object, salt, which receives the action of the verb, pass. I sent the company an application for the job. The noun, company, is receiving the direct object, application, which receives the action of the verb, sent. Objects of prepositions. Nouns are also used after prepositions to create prepositional phrases. When a noun is part of a prepositional phrase, it is known as the object of the preposition. For example, your backpack is under the table. The noun, table, is the object of the preposition, under, which creates the prepositional phrase, under the table. I am looking for work. The noun, work, is the object of the preposition, for, which creates the prepositional phrase, for work. Predicate nouns. Nouns that follow linking verbs are known as predicate nouns, sometimes known as predicative nouns. These serve to rename or re-identify the subject. If the noun is accompanied by any direct modifiers, such as articles, adjectives, or prepositional phrases, the entire noun phrase acts predicatively. For example, love is a virtue. The noun phrase, a virtue, follows the linking verb, is, to rename the subject, love. Tommy seems like a real bully. The noun phrase, a real bully, follows the linking verb, seems, to rename the subject, Tommy. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. The noun phrase, a blessing in disguise, follows the linking verb, is, to rename the subject, this. Categories of nouns. There are many different kinds of nouns, and it's important to know the different way each type can be used in a sentence. Below, we'll briefly look at the different categories of nouns. Relax, as we explore the individual sections to learn more about each. Common and proper nouns. Nouns that identify general people, places, or things, are called common nouns. They name or identify that which is common among others. Proper nouns, on the other hand, are used to identify an absolutely unique person, place, or thing, and they are signified by capital letters, no matter where they appear in a sentence.
The table shows you the difference between common nouns and proper nouns. Nouns are words that name people, places, things, or ideas. For example, chair is a noun that names a thing you can sit on. Common nouns are nouns that name general or ordinary things. They are not specific or unique. For example, city is a common noun that names any large place, where many people live. Common nouns are usually written with a lowercase letter at the beginning, unless they start a sentence. Proper nouns are nouns that name specific or unique things. They are usually the names of people, places, or brands. For example, Pepsi is a proper noun that names a specific brand of soda. Proper nouns are always written with an uppercase letter at the beginning, no matter where they are in a sentence. You can see some examples of common nouns and proper nouns in the table. In each sentence, the noun is in bold letters.
Nouns of address. Nouns of address are used in direct speech, to identify the person or group being directly spoken to, or to get that person's attention. Like interjections, they are grammatically unrelated to the rest of the sentence. They don't modify or affect any other part of it. For example, James, I need you to help me with the dishes. Can I have some money, Mom? This, class, is the video I was telling you about. Sorry, Mr. President, I didn't see you there. Concrete and abstract nouns. Concrete nouns name people, places, animals, or things that are physically tangible. That is, they can be seen or touched, or have some physical properties. Proper nouns are also usually concrete, as they describe unique people, places, or things that are also tangible. For example, table, rocks, lake, countries, people, Africa, MacBook, Jonathan. Abstract nouns, as their name implies, name intangible things, such as concepts, ideas, feelings, characteristics, attributes, etc. For instance, love, hate, decency, conversation, emotion. Countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, also known as count nouns, are nouns that can be considered as individual, separable items, which means that we are able to count them with numbers. We can have 1, 2, 5, 15, 100, and so on. We can also use them with the indefinite articles, a, and, which signify a single person or thing, or with the plural form of the noun.
The table shows you how to change some words from single to plural. Single means one, and plural means more than one. For example, if you have 1 cup, you say, a cup. But if you have 2 cups, you say, 2 cups. Do you see how the word, cup, changed to, cups? That's because we added an s at the end to make it plural. Sometimes, we use a different word before the noun, to show that it is single or plural. For example, if you have 1 ambulance, you say, an ambulance. But if you have several ambulances, you say, several ambulances. Do you see how the word, an, changed to, several? That's because we used a different word to show that there are more than 1 ambulance. Some words are easy to change from single to plural, like, phone. You just add an s at the end, and say, phones. But some words are harder to change, like, mouse. You can't say, mouses, you have to say, mice. There are many words like this in English that have different rules for changing from single to plural.
Countable nouns, contrast with uncountable nouns, also known as non-count or mass nouns, which cannot be separated and counted as individual units or elements.
The table shows some examples of how to use countable and uncountable nouns in English. Countable nouns are things that we can count, like teacups, books, or cars. Uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count, like tea, information, or equipment. We use a, or, and before countable nouns when we talk about one of them. For example, I have a book, or she is an artist. We do not use a, or, and before uncountable nouns. For example, would you like tea, he likes coffee, or they need water. We use some, or any, before both countable and uncountable nouns when we talk about more than one of them, or an unknown amount. For example, she has some friends, or do you have any information? We do not use s at the end of uncountable nouns to make them plural. For example, we bought new camping equipment, or he gave me some advice. The rule is that we do not use indefinite articles before uncountable or plural nouns. We can use other words like some, any, or no instead. For example, we can say, do you have any information? Or, we bought some new camping equipment. These sentences are correct, and they are in the correct column of the table.
Collective nouns. Collective nouns are nouns that refer to a collection, or group of multiple people, animals, or things. However, even though collective nouns refer to multiple individuals, they still function as singular nouns in a sentence. This is because they still are technically referring to one thing, the group as a whole. For example, the flock of birds flew south. The organization voted to revoke the rules that it had previously approved. The set of tablecloths had disappeared. Attributive nouns, noun adjuncts. Attributive nouns, also called noun adjuncts, are nouns that are used to modify other nouns. The resulting phrase is called a compound noun. For example, the boy played with his toy soldier. In this sentence, toy is the noun adjunct, and it modifies the word soldier, creating the compound noun, toy soldier. Compound nouns. A compound noun is a noun composed of two or more words, working together as a single unit to name a person, place, or thing. Compound nouns are usually made up of two nouns, or an adjective and a noun. Water plus bottle equals water bottle, a bottle used for water. Dining plus room equals dining room, a room used for dining. Back plus pack equals backpack, a pack you wear on your back. Police plus man equals policeman, a police officer who is a man. Noun phrases. A noun phrase is a group of two or more words that function together as a noun in a sentence. Noun phrases consist of a noun and other words that modify the noun. For example, he brought the shovel with the blue handle. In this sentence, the shovel with the blue handle is a noun phrase. It collectively acts as a noun, while providing modifying words for the head noun, shovel. The modifiers are the, and, with the blue handle. Nominalization, creating nouns. Nominalization refers to the creation of a noun from verbs or adjectives. When nouns are created from other parts of speech, it is usually through the use of suffixes. For example, my fiancé is an actor. The verb, act, becomes the noun, actor. His acceptance of the position was received warmly. The verb, accept, becomes the noun, acceptance. The hardness of diamond makes it a great material for cutting tools. The adjective, hard, becomes the noun, hardness. This project will be fraught with difficulty. The adjective, difficult, becomes the noun, difficulty.